I made $10,000 online without dropshipping, without courses, without any business experience, and I'm about to show you exactly how I did it. Trust me, if a broke kid with zero connections could do it, you absolutely can too. But let me be real with you. I started with nothing. Growing up in a lower middle class family, money was always tight. My dad worked as a nurse and my mother as a nursing assistant. We weren't poor, but there was never anything extra. That reality lit a fire in me. I was determined to create something different for myself. When I was in high school around 2018, I tried dropshipping with a friend. We were so excited when we got our first sale within 30 minutes of launching our ad campaign. But guess what? We couldn't even capitalize on it because we didn't have enough money to keep the ads running. We ended up losing everything we put in. And that wasn't the only failure. I literally tried every way to make money online you can imagine. Online service for pennies, affiliate marketing that went nowhere, creating content that nobody watched, selling courses that nobody bought, and starting blogs that nobody read. You name it, I failed at it. The worst part wasn't even the failure. It was having to face my mom at lunch every day when she'd ask me how my business was doing. I'd put on a brave face and tell her, "I'm doing what it takes, Mom. It's going to work out." But inside, I was terrified I was wrong and I'd have to be stuck working a regular job for the rest of my life. I want you to understand something crucial here. Most people quit right before they break through. They try something for a week, maybe a month, and when they don't see immediate results, they jump to the next shiny object. I was guilty of this too. But success doesn't work that way. It requires focus and persistence. The problem was that I was chasing trends, not solving real problems. I was jumping from business model to business model without giving anything the focus it deserved. I had no traction and no clarity, just frustration. And this lack of clarity was killing my productivity. I would sit down at my computer with good intentions of working on my business, but since I didn't have a clear step-by-step process to follow, I would end up procrastinating. And before I knew it, hours had passed and I was deep into a YouTube rabbit hole or binging movies. Does that sound familiar? Everything changed when I finally understood one simple truth. Online business isn't about fancy funnels or complicated systems. It's about providing real value that people won't pay for. That's when I discovered what I now call the PTP, Passion to Profit method. It's embarrassingly simple, which is probably why most people overlook it. Here's the foundation. Take what you know or what you're willing to learn deeply, package it into a high-ticket offer that solves a specific problem, and connect directly with people who need that solution. For me, that meant helping agency owners, coaches, and consultants to get more leads and booked calls. That was the breakthrough. I will never forget the day I signed my first high-ticket client for over $1,000. I ran to show my mom the notification on my phone. And guess what happened just 5 days later? I signed another client who paid me even more, then another, and another. Within months, I had made my first $10,000. What's amazing with this approach is that you don't need to build a huge audience first. You don't need to create a course right away. You don't even need to spend money on ads. You just need to focus on solving one specific problem for people who already know they have that problem. Now, unfortunately, there are some things we're not allowed to share on YouTube, which is why to help you, I've recorded a free training to show you how I went from zero to over $1,200 a day with 95% profit margins. The link is in the description and I highly suggest you check it out when you're done with this video. You can also book a free call with me or my team, and together we'll come up with a game plan for you to get to 5 to 10K per month as quickly as possible. But be quick, because we literally get hundreds of applications per month, so we don't have enough spots for everyone. So let me break down exactly how the PTP method works so you can copy it step by step. First, you need to identify a specific outcome you can help people to achieve. I'm not talking about vague benefits or features, I'm talking about a concrete result. For example, I didn't just say, I help businesses with marketing. I specifically helped agency owners to book more sales calls with qualified prospects. The more specific, the better. Because when someone has a specific problem keeping them up at night, they will pay good money to solve it. Think about it this way. If you had severe back pain that was preventing you from playing with your kids, would you rather hire a general wellness coach or someone who specializes in eliminating back pain for parents? The specialist will win every single time. Next, you need to create content that demonstrates your knowledge. Not just any content. Content that speaks directly to your ideal client's problems. Content that makes them think, this person gets me. When I started, I committed to posting 3 to 5 pieces of content every week. Nothing fancy, just straight talk about the challenges my potential clients were facing and how to overcome them step by step. I wasn't focused on going viral, and I'm still not. I wasn't trying to please everyone, and I'm still not. I was speaking directly to agency owners who were struggling to get consistent leads. That was my target customer. Your content doesn't need to be perfect. It needs to be helpful. It needs to show that you understand the problem and have insights on how to solve it. That's what attracts the right people. As people started engaging with my content, they would reach out through direct messages. That's where the magic happens. Instead of immediately trying to sell them something, I would ask questions. I wanted to understand their specific situation. What were they currently doing? What had they tried? What was their biggest challenge? This approach does 2 things. It shows you genuinely care about helping them, and it gives you the information you need to determine if they're a good fit for your offer. Here's a key insight most gurus won't tell you. Not everyone should be your client. Some people aren't ready for your help. Some don't have the right mindset. Some are looking for a magic trick that doesn't exist. By asking questions first, you can identify the people who are serious, who are ready to take action, and who will value what you provide. These are the clients who will get results and will refer others to you. Once I identified someone who could genuinely benefit from my help, I would invite them on a call. Not a sales call, a strategy session, a conversation where we could dig deeper into their situation and explore potential solutions. Now let me be completely honest with you. Those first calls were terrifying. I was around 19 years old, talking to established business owners some twice my age. Who was I to tell them what to do? But I quickly learned something powerful. When you truly understand someone's problem and you know how to solve it, age doesn't matter, results matter. On these calls, I focused on listening more than talking. I asked about their goals, their challenges, and what success would look like for them. Then, I explained exactly how I could help them to achieve that success. Here's what most people get wrong about sales. They think it's about convincing someone to buy something they don't need. Real sales is about helping people make decisions that genuinely benefit them. When someone saw that I understood their problem and had a clear path to solving it, closing the sale became natural. They wanted what I was offering because they could clearly see the value. Within an hour, I had received my first payment of $1,000. I still have a screenshot of that notification. It changed everything for me. Now let's talk about delivery. When you're selling high-ticket services, you need to over-deliver. Your clients are investing serious money in you. They deserve your best work. For me, that meant being available for my clients, tracking their progress, and making adjustments when needed. It meant taking the time to research solutions to their specific challenges. It meant caring about their results as much as they did. And when they started seeing results, that's when the real momentum began. Happy clients became my best marketing. They referred other business owners to me. They provided testimonials that made selling to new clients even easier. Within 2 months of signing my first client, I was making between $3,000 to $4,000 a month. Not from hundreds of small sales or thousands of followers, but from a handful of high-value clients who were thrilled with the results I was helping them to achieve. Let's break down why this worked when everything else I tried had failed. 1. I stopped trying to appeal to everyone. I focused on a specific group of people with a specific problem. 2. I didn't try to hide my age or pretend to be something I wasn't. I leaned into my strengths, my energy, my willingness to work harder than anyone else, and my genuine desire to help. 3rd, I didn't wait until I felt ready or until I had some arbitrary level of experience. I started with what I knew and committed to learning whatever else I needed along the way. 4. I didn't get distracted by shiny objects or trends. I stuck with one approach long enough to make it work. The beautiful thing about the PTP method is that it scales. As you get more clients and more results, you can increase your prices. You can build systems to serve more people. You can even create courses or group programs based on what you've proven works one-on-one. But don't start with courses. Start with direct services. That's where you'll learn what works, what people struggle with, and how to communicate your value. Now, I know what you're thinking. Okay, that's great for you, but I don't know what I could offer. I don't have any special knowledge or service I could sell. Trust me, you know more than you think. Everyone has skills, experiences, or knowledge that others would pay to access. Maybe you're good at organization, fitness, cooking, personal finances, or relationship building. Maybe you've overcome a challenge that others are still struggling with. The key is to identify something specific enough that you can become known for it, but broad enough that there are plenty of people who need help with it. Still not sure? Think about what friends and family ask you for help with. Think about problems you've solved for yourself. Think about topics you enjoy learning about. Now, unfortunately, there are some things we're not allowed to share on YouTube, which is why to help you, I've recorded a free training to show you how I went from zero to over $1,200 a day with 95% profit margins. The link is in the description and I highly suggest you check it out when you're done with this video. You can also book a free call with me or my team, and together we'll come up with a game plan for you to get to 5 to 10k per month as quickly as possible. But be quick, because we literally get hundreds of applications per month, so we don't have enough spots for everyone. Once you identify your area, go deep. Read everything you can. Talk to people who have the problem you want to solve. Understand their challenges, their desires, their language. Then start creating content. Simple, helpful content that demonstrates your understanding and provides genuine value. Post it consistently. Engage with people who respond. Start conversations. When someone shows interest, invite them to a deeper conversation. Learn about their specific situation. If you can help them, make them an offer. If not, point them in the right direction. Be willing to start small. My first package was high ticket compared to what I was used to, but I was actually on the lower end for my industry. As I gained experience and confidence, I increased my prices. Here's the hard truth that most online gurus won't tell you. This takes work. It's not passive income, at least not at first. It's not overnight success, but it is simpler than most of the complicated funnels and systems people try to sell you all the time. And it works, even if you don't have an audience, even if you don't have experience, even if you're starting from zero. I know because I did it. A kid with no connections, no business experience, and plenty of failed attempts behind them. The reason this worked when nothing else did was because I finally stopped following trends and started solving real problems for real people. Before I developed the PTP method, I lacked a clear direction. I would wake up not knowing what to do, which led to endless procrastination. But with a clear step-by-step system, I knew exactly what to focus on each day. And that clarity transformed my productivity and ultimately my results. Many people struggle with consistency because they don't have a framework to follow. Without structure, it's easy to get overwhelmed and resort to comfortable activities like scrolling on social media or watching videos. But when you have a proven process, you can channel your energy into productive actions that move you forward. That's why I'm sharing this with you today. It's not to brag about what I've been able to accomplish so far, but it's to show you what's actually possible when you focus on the right things. That's the secret. That's how I made my first $10,000 online, and that's how you can do it too. Honestly, stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop jumping from business model to business model. Identify a problem you can solve, create content that speaks to that problem, have conversations with people who need your help, and make them an offer to solve their problem. It really is that simple. The more people you speak with, the more money you'll make. It's not easy, but it's simple. I am living proof that this works. And if I can do it coming from where I did, you absolutely can too. So what's it gonna be? Another year of trying random business models that lead nowhere, or focused action on a proven approach that can generate real income? The choice is yours. But I hope you'll choose to take action today on what you've learned, because there's nothing more satisfying than showing your loved ones that notification of your first big payment. I believe in you, and now it's time to believe in yourself. Now, if you want to see in detail how you could use the P2P method to get your first high-paying customers and become financially free in 90 days, I invite you to check out the link in the description below, and I will see you on the other side.